Have you ever stopped to think about how a country tells its own story? I'm not just talking about what's in history books, but, the everyday symbols and traditions that really define a people. Today, we're going to dive into how the nation of Ghana uses this incredible tapestry of symbols and culture to express its unique identity. I mean, really, think about it for a second. What images or ideas pop into your head when you think about your own country? Every single nation has its own kind of visual and cultural language, and if you can understand it, you get to the very heart of what that place is all about. For Ghana, one of the most powerful symbols is, without a doubt, its national flag. Now, this is so much more than just a piece of cloth. It's a declaration of freedom, a story of struggle, and really a beacon of hope for all of Africa. And then there's this, the coat of arms. You'll spot it on official government documents, and let me tell you, every single little element inside this design is absolutely packed with meaning about the nation's values and its wealth. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to break down these official symbols of a nation. Then we'll get into what really makes up Ghanaian culture. And finally, we'll see how art is the thing that brings it all together to create a national identity. So let's start with those really powerful, tangible symbols. This is the visual language Ghana uses to speak not only to the world, but also to its own people. To really get the flag, you have to know its story. Before 1957, Ghana was called the Gold Coast, a British colony, so it flew the Union Jack. But with independence on the horizon, a new symbol was needed. A woman named Theodosia Salome Oko designed this new flag, and on March 6, 1957, it was raised for the first time, marking the birth of a brand new nation. What a moment. Now here's the really cool part. We can basically read the flag like a story. The red is a powerful reminder of the blood that was shed for freedom. The gold, well, that points to the nation's incredible mineral wealth, a little nod to its old name, the Gold Coast. The green symbolizes the lush forests and natural riches. And right there in the center, that five-pointed black star, that is the lone star of African freedom. All right, so let's keep building this visual language. We're moving from the flag to the coat of arms, which is just as symbolic. It was designed by Mr. Aman Kate, and this is the official seal of the state. And, no surprise, just like the flag, every single piece tells a story. Let's break down that shield right at the center. It's split into 4 parts. In the top left, you see the sword and staff, which stand for local administration. Top right, that castle on the sea represents the national government. Down in the bottom left, a cacao tree shows off the country's agricultural wealth. And finally, the mine shaft in the bottom right points to all that mineral wealth. But it's so much more than just the shield. In the very center of that cross is a gold lion, symbolizing Ghana's ongoing link to the Commonwealth. The 2 eagles holding up the shield, they are protectors representing strength and vigilance. And look, right on top, there's that black star of African freedom again, connecting everything back to the flag. And underneath it all is the national motto, freedom and justice. Okay, so we've looked at the symbols you can see, but what about the invisible threads that hold a nation together? That brings us to our next section, decoding Ghanaian culture. So what exactly is culture? Well, simply put, it's the whole package. It's the collection of values, beliefs, behaviors, and even the physical objects that make up a people's way of life. You could almost say it's the entire blueprint for how a society lives and breathes. And we can kind of break culture down into 2 main types. On one side, you have material culture. That's the physical stuff, things you can see and touch, like food, clothes, and tools. On the other side is non-material culture. These are the intangible ideas. Things like language, customs, beliefs, and music. And you absolutely need both to get the full picture of a society. So here's the thing. Culture is not static. It's not frozen in time. It's dynamic, which means it's constantly changing. It's also learned. You're not born with it. You learn it from your society. It's shared by a whole community, and it's adaptive, helping people adjust to their environment and whatever life throws their way. And what causes all that change? Well, a whole bunch of things. Take Ghana, for example. More education introduces new ideas. Centuries of trade brought new influences that shaped everything from food to language. And today, things like technology, migration, and even environmental changes are all still pushing that cultural evolution forward. This leads us perfectly to our final section, which is where everything we've talked about, the tangible symbols and the intangible culture, all comes together. We're talking about art as national identity. When you boil it all down, culture is what shapes us. It helps form how we see ourselves, the groups we belong to, and our whole understanding of the world. It's really the foundation of who we are, both personally and as a nation.
And this quote just says it perfectly. Art is a mirror. It's a reflection of what a society feels, what it thinks, what it believes in. Its identity made visible for everyone to see.
So think about it, the beautiful, complex patterns of kente cloth, where every design tells a story. The rhythms and stories in highlife music, the ancient wisdom packed into Adinkra symbols. These aren't just art forms, they're expressions of Ghanaian identity that reflect and reinforce who they are. It's through these works that people learn their history, which helps build a powerful collective sense of pride.
And that brings us right back to you. From the colors of a flag to the rhythm of a song, nations tell their stories in all sorts of ways. So what about your story? What art, what symbols, what traditions shape who you are? It's a really powerful question to think about.